in Gyeonggi-san, Dojeon.
All right, guys, here we are in Game 1 of this round of the Team Arena Challenge 2 qualifiers. Down in the lower right from the team imbaFXO, we have our red Zerg player. It is HappyZerg. And in the upper right from the team Vile, formerly of the team ZenX, all the way from South Korea, it is Yong.
All right, guys, and as I said before, the map is Darkness Falls. Now, for the next week or two, I'll probably be, as we get the new maps until everyone becomes accustomed to them, I'm going to go over just a quick, like, 10-second overview. This is a very, very large 4-player map where you can spawn at any of these locations. It is rotationally symmetrical, but because of the way the map is designed, there's not a lot of positional imbalance or anything like that. So you won't see bases which clearly give one player an advantage as far as drops are concerned. This is 16 bases, 3 tiers on the map, as a matter of fact. As you can see, main to natural is 1 to 2 tiers. Natural to third is 2 to 3 tiers. You also have a little spot that Colossi and Reapers can jump up and down to go directly from the main to the third. But 16 bases, only 1 Xel'Naga tower in the middle, which does not cover every attack path. None of the bases are gold bases as well. So a very large, very well-designed map, and does lend itself to some pretty epic macro games.
Yeah, looks like an interesting map. We'll have to see what these guys decide to do with it. Looks like right now, just guys kind of chrono boosting things out. We're probably going to see something pretty soon. And, you know, interestingly enough, I think we're going to have a Nexus first from Yong. That's kind of what it's starting to look like. Yeah, it could be a Forge expand as well, but might be a Nexus first in the meantime. Looks like we have got a Speedling expand on the way from Slavic. I guess his, you know, he used to be Navi Slavic, and now he's HappyZerg. He's kind of interchanged the two, so I'll probably accidentally call him Slavic a couple times, but he is HappyZerg.
Yes, and we are referring to the same person every time.
Yes.
So
Nexus first for Yong.
Yes, it is 15 Nexus, no less. We saw yesterday players do the 17 Nexus as well. You can switch it up between the two depending on how many probes you want to get out early on, but it looks like this is going to be a lot safer version, not as economical, but he's going to get out earlier cannons.
Yeah, well, we'll see if HappyZerg tries to punish this at all. I mean, there's a possibility he could just make some lings a little bit more than usual, send him in there to try to get there right before the cannon finishes, or, you know, maybe get into the main, bypass the cannon altogether. So we'll have to see what he chooses to do. Only 2 lings, 4 lings for now. Might just decide to expand out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's what he's going to do.
Especially with the drone right after that as
well.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's kind of what he does more often than not. He's not a very all-in-y cheesy player in my experience from watching him play in the past. He does like to play a longer, more standard game, so I think that's what we're going to see out of him.
And it looks like Yong did actually full wall.
Yep, not taking any chances.
Poor probes, though, we're going to get caught on the outside.
That's okay. Their job is to make pylons everywhere they possibly can.
That's very true.
Yep.
Unfortunately, the poor probe down the bottom left is going to get taken out. We do have 6 more lings actually following this up now for HappyZerg, though. And a Baneling nest.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah, never mind. And no hatchery. Well, maybe he is. Well, it looks like he's going to make a hatchery, but
I think
could
he is.
Be kind of the ZVP style of that high economy Baneling bus that Zerg players do. Is he going to make a hatchery?
He's got the minerals now. There it is. Okay.
Okay.
So he is going to be able to produce a lot of lings, and he will have a follow-up to this, but he's got to do economic damage with this. Otherwise, he will be very far behind in this game.
Yep. He's going to try to July Zerg it here.
Oh, if that probe would have gotten
nice.
in, that would have been terrible, because that Baneling nest was right up front.
Oh, well, the other thing, too, is he didn't want to let him know how many Zerglings he have. I mean, seeing that many Zerglings out on the map this early is a huge clue that something is not quite right. And a player like Yong would know right away. In fact, yeah, he suspects it anyway just because of how hard those Zerglings tried to prevent that probe from getting into the main. And he also notices, too, I'm sure, that the hatchery is a little bit later than it should be. So yeah, he's got an idea of what's going on. I don't think this is going to go so well for HappyZerg, I gotta say.
I don't think so either, because all of the weak structures are double-walled at the moment.
Oh, man.
This is the only gap is in between these 2 photon cannons here at the Forge, but those those Banelings alone aren't going to be able enough to bust through all of these brand-new photon cannons, which just popped up.
Yeah, this isn't going to work, and here come the Banelings, and looks like they all do manage to connect. Nice force field preventing them from getting through. What a disaster, though, for HappyZerg. Vile.Yong really responding to that well, I thought, even maybe over-responding to it. But you know what? I mean, if it prevents you from dying early on, that's okay. He knows he's going to be ahead after this no matter what.
Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. And there's another sentry out as well, so he's going to be able to recycle a couple of force fields and make sure that the banelings get pushed away from this pylon. He just doesn't want this particular pylon to go down. If he throws the force field down right there, the banelings will waste themselves on the higher HP structures that are sitting off to the left.
Yeah, and HappyZerg made more lings and more banelings too, so he's still going to try to go for it. I think that's definitely a bit of a questionable decision too. Yeah, another force field, just nothing going to happen out of this. And yeah, now our Zerg player is pretty far behind.
You know when I said this lends itself to longer macro games? Haha, joke's on you!
Guess
because
not.
there was a attempt at a baneling bust right there, and it just did not work out. HappyZerg, though, how many drones is he sitting on? Just 22 now. He does have a second hatchery down, but it's going to be expand or die and go into full econ mode. All the while, Yong is going to be just throwing down gateways. We already see +1 on the way. He's going to have a very powerful follow-up to this.
Yeah, he certainly is, and you know what? I mean, HappyZerg's not going to have a lot of either units to hold this off or drones for economy. Either way, he's in trouble, definitely. We'll have to see just how fast Yong decides to push this, if it's going to be something like, you know, a blink sort of timing with +2, or if it's just going to simply be like a +1 gateway timing.
And there's a few lings that are sitting out here now preventing any quick early units from being able to run down and across the map. But
you know what?
Yes?
I believe, sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I believe HappyZerg did manage to kill the probes on the outside of the map. Oh, but he can still warp in on the low ground, so he's actually going to be okay with that.
Yeah, and it looks like Yong, he does have this pylon in a really, really nice position up here. So.
No forward pylons. Yeah, he's going to need to break through that. Yep.
And there it is. So handful of sentries should be enough here. Oh, Zergling runs his way up just to see a bunch of sentries making their way out. And imagine HappyZerg will return home in a bit.
Well, I think HappyZerg's going to be pretty worried when he sees this, because this early gateway timing is probably going to be the toughest thing for him to hold off.
Yeah.
Really, of anything. Looks like he's trying to kill some of those units warping in there, but he just doesn't have enough stuff. Oh, barely getting away from being trapped.
Yeah, and that's not the biggest loss. I mean, Yong just lost 150 energy. Yes, that's not great for him, but of course, he has so many sentries right now that shouldn't be too big of a problem.
Yeah. Oh, no, losing the probe, that doesn't help at all. That's such a pain when you lose a probe like that. You're like, oh,
yeah,
and I have to send another one, and he already re-walled off, so he's going to have to kill another pylon to do it. Yeah,
and
kind of
we
a pain.
have the wall of spine crawlers coming up now for HappyZerg.
Well, it's going to be pretty tough for him to break that. He certainly can't right now.
All right, well, he's going to give it a shot. Here we
Give it a
go.
try Anyway, yeah, it's just not a lot of DPS with this. I don't know if this is going to be the best idea. Oh, but that works. Going right to the main.
I'm cool with that. Yeah, bypassing the defenses entirely. I'm sure HappyZerg's not too happy about that because his main really doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, the nice thing for HappyZerg here is that there's going to be no other units really following this up too quickly. They're just now getting there. So, you know, he's going to be able to deal with it easier than if there was a pylon right there to warp units in. But, you know, either way, yeah, things not going terribly well. Those force fields not the best, though, for Vile.Yong. Actually, really bad force fields.
Yeah, they are. But it's nice that he's so far ahead right now that he can just kind of waste them.
It's like he was trying to play a tower defense game with the drones and just kind of letting him through there. And no force fields prevent the Zerglings from getting in and getting after the sentries. Yeah, that could have gone better.
You're absolutely right with the tower defense, because you know, if you lock in your creeps and they attack you and they're super powerful.
Yep.
It's every tower defense game. All right.
A lot of zealots coming into the main, though, but yeah, I mean, he's killing a lot of drones here. But I think he's still going to be able to win the game, but a little bit sloppy there by Vile.Yong.
Yeah, definitely, but he had such a good defense at the beginning of the game that it makes this not terribly important, just because, as you said, he is killing so many drones right now. Taking a look, actually, workers killed, now up to 25. 6 more zealots are making their way through as spine crawlers set themselves closer to the front. And those drones are just dying in mass. Under 10, nope, 11 supply right now. He killed all the drones. There wasn't enough drones there for him to kill so many that he could put them under 10 supply, but it's basically over.
GG.